All right, here is a video on how to help you create a button for your SSICA account. So what you're going to do is you're going to log in to your account and you're going to go to buttons, and what you're going to do is come here to create a button. Now once you click on create a button, there's going to be a series of options that you can choose. At this moment you cannot choose the other buttons. The only one you can choose is this one, validate scans with the roster. So you make sure you select the second one. Now, when this opens up for you, what you want to do is you want to make sure you select online in real time. So you're going to select this one. And then for your button, what you're going to do is select the button that, or the roster that you'll be using. So in this example, I'm going to use the off-campus authorization 2016. Now, the valid and invalid, what this means is that the invalid is on the first scan, you will get the color that the student originally is. So if he's green, it'll be green. If he's yellow, he'll be yellow. When you select valid, every time the student is scanned, he's going to be that color that he is set up in the roster. So let's say you have a button for positive behavior and you want it to be green all the time. So when the student is scanned, it's just for rapid scanning. So what you would do there is going to be valid. But since they're only able to go off campus once, then what you want to do is have it invalid. On the second scan, then it's going to be red. It's going to say duplicate scan. So this is the one I usually recommend that you use. Everything else will stay the same. Then we will have off-campus roster or off-campus button. This is the button name that's going to come up on the app. So off-campus, and then we're going to, if this is going to be sending a text message home, you want to make sure you have the message here correctly. So the way it works is like this. If you see here the text message, it's going to be like this. Johnny Ramirez was scanned leaving campus for lunch. Okay? So just make sure that whatever you put in here goes with the message. So Johnny Ramirez was scanned leaving campus for lunch. And then after that's going to be by and then username. So by Dr. Pete Chavez, for example. And then here is the message for staff when they open up the button. So staff will use this button for students going off campus for lunch. Okay. Then we just save and continue. And then here you would select who's going to have access to this button. If you only want a few people to have access to this button, you're just going to select the 3 people. If you want everybody to have access to the button, then you just select all. Make sure everybody who needs to have access has a little check mark next to their name. Save and continue. This you would leave as is. There is roster impact, so if you needed to impact into the roster, once the kid is scanned going off campus, you would use this one, but we're not going to do that. If you needed to record when the student is going off campus, then you would just select the note. You would also select the roster that you want the note to go in. So on this say I want the off campus, and then I would select the code. So let's say that we're using H2 for off campus. So what's going to happen when you scan the kid going off campus, it's going to put a note in note 4 in the off-campus authorization roster, and it's going to put H2, then the date and the time. Every time the kid is scanned going off campus, that's going to be recorded on note number 4. But in this situation, we're not going to do that, so we'll leave everything empty. We're going to do save and continue, and then we are done. Now make sure that your button actually has a little circular arrow. That means that you've created a button online, and that's the way we want to go. So you can see here your users, who has access to it, what roster it's connected to. If you wanted to make changes to maybe the roster is the wrong one, just click on off campus, and what you'll be able to do here is you'll be able to change the roster again. So let's say you chose the wrong one. We're going to use the all green roster, and let's say that you did want to change it to valid, because every time the kid is scanned, you want the original color to come up. Click on valid and click save. You can also use these menu options here. So let's say you wanted to go to advanced and you did want to do record scan or roster impact. These here you're going to leave unchecked. You don't need to check anything there. If you wanted to change users, you can just come here, unclick on the user, save and continue. And if you wanted to change the name of the button, you can do that. Maybe you wanted to add 2018, and maybe there's an important notice you have to share with staff who's scanning. Please send Johnny Ramirez to the office to speak to Dr. Chavez. This is a great way to just give announcements to staff. And then once you're all done, just feel free to go back and you should see all the changes now. You can see the roster that we've changed it. We have 2018, and so you should be good to go now. All right, thank you. If you have any questions, feel free to email me. P as in Peter, Chavez, CHAVEZ, @ SSICAPro.com. Thank you. Bye.